weeks ago, I was driving and the children were in the car. And then one of them said, "Oh, mommy, look, look, look." And I'm like, "What?" It was the sunset. It was so beautiful. It's like, "Look at it. It looks really good." So I turned my neck to look at the sunset. And guess what? As I did, I felt the car begin to swerve in the direction in which I turned my head to. And I had to quickly refocus and come back to my object of focus, which was the road. Do you know the interesting thing? That is how life is often. Life does that to us. If we are not careful, it would bring us distractions that will stop us from fulfilling God's purpose for our lives. You know, there are so many distractions out there, and you and I believe, have to be intentional about focusing on the main thing, which is focusing on the purpose for which you have been called. You know, that word focus simply means make something the center of attention, or make something the center of your activity or the center of your interest. It means for you to pay attention to. So when I took my eyes off the road and I began to pay attention to the sunsets, to the sky, guess what? It means everything, I leave everything, and everything is focused on the sunset. But when I chose to come back and say, no, I'm going to focus on the road, then everything begins to work out as it should again. And if you're not careful, if you take your focus off that way, you might even have an accident. And so in life, there are things that seek to stop us from living out God's purpose. You know, things like people use age as sometimes as an let me use that as an example. They use some people might say, "Oh, I'm too young, I can't fulfill purpose. Oh, I'm too old. You know, I'm already 60. How do I start fulfilling purpose?" And I always say to people, no, a lady asked me what she said, what is the perfect age to fulfill God's purpose for your life? And I said, there is really no perfect age. It is when you discover that purpose, what do? You pick it up and you begin to run with all God has called you to be and do. You don't have to do it at a certain age. If you're 15, you find out at 15, start running with it. If you find out at 40, start running with it. God is just waiting on you to discover that purpose for your life. Another thing that seeks to stop you and I is people's words. Sometimes because of the words they've spoken to us in the past, "Oh, you can't amount to this," "Oh, you can't do this," people stick to just stop and say, "No, I can't fulfill purpose because so and so has said that." Words. Don't let people's words stop you. Don't let age stop you. Don't let your past stop you. I'm really, really out here to tell you today, don't let anything stop you from fulfilling God's purpose for your life. Choose that I'm going to put God's purpose as my focus. I'm going to put it as an object of interest, and I'm just going to look towards it, and I'm going to ask God to help me, because He has put too much in you and I for us to let anything distract us, you know, to let anything distract us. And I'm the purpose midwife. So my job here is really to stir you up. There is so much work to be done out there. I always say, but there's so much work. We can't allow distractions. There is too much to do. Whatever you've been called to do, begin to run with it as you find it out and live it out. Your world is waiting. And now is the time. If you've gotten value from that, I would love to encourage you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Birth and Thrive in Your Purpose, so that every week when the new video hits, you will be able to get a notification. Also, I'd like to connect with you on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. It would be awesome to get to know you. And it's me signing out, the Purpose Midwife. Have an awesome week. And I'll be right here again next week. Same channel, same time, same day. Bye. Everybody.